Born in the money maker, but raised in the Bronx where the streets was blazing hot. Amazed by the skunk, we ran deep and played the block. Claimed stolen land with plans of major stock to bless the whole fam. But damn, it's a hustle. Gotta struggle just to stay alive. Broken dreams of making millions since '85. Many tried and died, eyes on paradise.
What's up, y'all? It's your boy Flo, man.
And Faith.
Alright. We gonna go into a real topic, because you know how I do. Consider myself to be the rawest man on the planet. Because it's just my approach to life, day to day, and especially my approach to this, to the internet. Now, I want to talk about, my Nofap experience, and, I want to talk about how keeping integrity in a relationship through my Nofap addiction has affected our relationship. I remember, I was addicted to watching a few females, and, I just wanted her to see what I was watching because I didn't want her to think I was a weirdo. So I pretty much, showed her like, these are the women that, I end up, looking up when I have these urges. Or these are the women that I'm getting flashes of when I'm fighting these battles. And we was having difficulties because it's hard for a female to understand that. It's like, oh, what, you don't love me? You don't want to be with me? Would you rather be with them? And it's like, no, they bots. And they're disgusting. And that is not somebody like that I would respect as a human being on the face of this planet. But lust is a demon that, and it make you sound weak as a man, but it's hard to sometimes put that in perspective to a woman that don't have that same struggle. But it's kind of like anything that you do in excess of is gonna have a sort of type of, just like take over your brain in a certain type of way. With just like when you doing it, especially like in certain situations, right? High stress, you going through high stress, and then whatever you result to, that's how you build an addiction, whether it be to the sight, whether it be to cigarettes, whether it be to, you get what I'm trying to say? So I never had no addiction to nothing else but the sight, and I wouldn't even consider myself a weed addict. It was just the sight, that I felt like if I was going through certain things that would just come up for me real strongly. And I just felt like I wanted to build that type of team with my wife to where she knows everything about me, even to the things where like, it's a lot of guys probably watching this video, like I would probably never tell my woman these things, who I was addicted to watching, what kind of videos I was watching. But a relationship should be well-rounded, friendship, accountability partner, you know what I'm saying? And obviously, foreplay, like let's get smooth, let's go out, let's dress up a little bit, let's eat good food, let's sip a little something, let's wine and dine. But it gotta be everything. And a lot of times I feel like a lot of dudes don't want to do that because you feel like you can't. But I'm gonna tell you something right now, I have been extremely successful at doing that in my relationship, doing everything. Making myself extremely vulnerable. We didn't listen to Luther Vandross. My grandmother passed away, and that was somebody that she loved listening to. And my wife didn't see me turn into a little boy crying, missing my grandmother, to being the smoothest man on the planet, and her just looking at me like, wow, like how do you make me feel this way? You know what I'm saying? I've been able to accomplish that, and I'm not saying that to brag at all. I'm saying that to let you know that it's possible, because we live in a time where we just need more love out here. We need more relationships instead of just singling and mingling and catching diseases and getting caught up with certain situations. Like I seen DJ Academic going through something with some random female that he had something going on with that wasn't really his girl, but they was like, you know how it is, man, when you're not in a relationship, you just like on and off with certain joints, and like they hit you ring like, oh, I want to come over. And then you like, it's lit. But it's dangerous because that turned out really sour for him. He got caught up in a rape allegation because something happened at a house party. He fell asleep drunk, and his friends ended up running a train on her because she was drunk and da-da-da-da. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just feel like, bro, I'm just the type of guy, bro, I enjoy a woman that is only my woman. I'm selfish to that degree. my mom used to even say I was selfish as a kid with certain little things like toys and things of that nature. I got little selfish traits, and I'm very selfish with women. I don't want nobody touching what I touch. I don't want nobody putting their mouth on what I put my mouth on. You know what I'm saying? Don't kiss my woman. You know what I'm saying? Because we in a relationship. But if we wasn't in a relationship, I would have to respect the same way y'all gotta respect for y'all single men that do that you kissing a woman and making out with a woman that just is making out with somebody else. And I seen a video of a dude admitting that through his sight addiction, that a part of him gets turned on thinking about his woman that he was in a relationship with being with other men.
Can I touch on something?
Facts.
Like the topic of him being vulnerable and open about his addiction and the women that he would be addicted to obviously affected our relationship in ways.
Yeah, I wanted to go back to that, so I lost that point, my bad.
It's okay.
Yeah, touch on that, facts.
Yeah, like, well, you know, the reason I even pursued him was because I thought that he was on his shit when it comes to, you know, Nofap and all that stuff. Like, that's very attractive to me. And that's obviously something that I wanted in a man, especially in a spiritual relationship. I'm someone who found importance in practicing holding your sexual energy, and obviously I knew the detriments of watching. And I knew that a man who has that conquered is a certain level of clear in his mind and a certain level of high value that I can't just find in any other man. So that is one of the reasons why I pursued him. And then him still being honest about things, knowing that that's what I was looking for. Of course, at first I was like, what's going on, you know? But it also gave me the clarity that who he was, even through the addiction, was still shining through regardless of him having an addiction. And what I found so attractive about him is the fact that he was still very willing and very motivated to be better, to get over it. And that's honestly all that mattered to me. The fact that you don't want to be a part of that, the fact that you don't want to be addicted to something like that, the fact that you can see how bad it is for you. Because obviously something like an addiction to drugs, which is the same way you feel, addicted to, it's not just going to be a one day type of thing. Like, it's going to be a process. And sometimes you need a teammate. Sometimes you need someone to be like, you know what, it's okay, get up and try again. You need someone to hold you accountable. And relationships can be hard and relationships can be scary for that reason. Because, you know, someone can see all of you and you don't know how they're going to react. You just want support and love, and you don't know if you're going to get that. And I knew that for a relationship to be successful, I needed to show him that support. I needed to love him through the things that he was struggling with most. And I knew that if I could help him through that I would build a certain type of trust with him. I would build a certain type of understanding. Plus, I get to see who he is and how much he is fighting through his own, inner tribulation of wanting to get over this. And of course, at first, I was like, bro, I don't look like these women. Why are you attracted to me? Are you even attracted to me? I definitely had thoughts like that. Going hard in the gym to try to look a certain way. And of course it affected my own self-image. But, constantly having your reassurance, constantly telling me that's not who I really am. That's just my lust. That is something that I've obviously learned in this relationship too, that men and their lust is so different from women and them being attracted to men. That emotional connection we have with men versus the emotional disconnection men can have with women is something that I really had to understand and not let it affect my own self-image and bring up insecurities that affect the relationship. And it was a learning process, but I'm really glad that I was able to pull through that and support him through that, because I got to know a side of him and he got to know a side of me that we probably wouldn't have known if we were already at a certain level.
Yeah, because, when we met, just going back real quick, when we met, I was in a phase in my YouTube career where I was relapsing behind the scenes and telling people that I was on a certain amount of days that I wasn't. And then through meeting her, a certain type of guilt overtook me to where I couldn't keep that up on YouTube no more. And I wanted, because of just, you know, how much I fell for this woman, that I wanted it to, due to just like the first month of us connecting, I was like, I feel like I got a choice to make. This relationship could go one or two ways. And I wanted it to be real because I seen the beauty in it. So she pretty much inspired me to make a lot of changes in my life, because through that came the first Coach Davis Exposed video, where I went live and I told people that I've been lying, you know, about, you know, being on a certain amount of days at SR Nofap, that I wasn't. Because number one, I was scared. I didn't want to lose subscribers. I was trying to be successful. I was trying to get out of Brooklyn and get out the hood. And I seen how much people love me and seen the potential in me, but then I didn't want to let people down. And two, well, yeah, that was really the main thing. You know what I'm saying? So that's what she mean when she say she thought I was on my stuff to a certain degree. You know what I'm saying? And of course, I wasn't necessarily thinking about through showing her the women that I was watching, what it would do to her, so self-esteem wise, you know, because, you know, these females had like BBLs, you know, and stuff like that. And I can understand how that could affect you when you in love with somebody, but they like stuff that you may not have, because, you know, if she was, let's say, an addict the same way I was, and let's hypothetically say, speaking that it was dudes with like pieces that was bigger than mine, obviously any man on the planet, whether you want to admit it or not, is gonna feel, I guess you could say, insecure about that. Like, like she over here fantasizing about, you know, something that I can't give her. You know what I'm saying? And we was able to work through all that. So that right there is a blessing. But, you know, through me, you know, being open about, you know, just my addiction and the women I was watching, I just want to let y'all know that I actually did that, and that it is possible to be that real and still have beautiful outcome through taking that sacrifice and treating your woman like a human being and not like an object that, you know, you just always want to present yourself to a certain way. Like, I seen this weird video of this guy that said, when I'm around my woman, they never see me fart. I would never take a doo-doo around my woman. This and that, just like little miscellaneous stuff. I'd never be goofy with her, stuff like that. And it looks stupid to somebody like me because of how successful I am and how much I get, how much respect and love I get from my woman, and how much my woman honors me, even through her seeing all of the sides of me that she has sold. I fought in front of my woman, you know what I'm saying? And I do it in hilarious ways. You know what I'm saying? And we laugh through it. She doesn't lose attraction for me. And we could go from that to, you know, chilling, lounging up, you know what I'm saying? You know, just like this, watching a movie, having conversation, thinking about videos to do, talking about life, success, the future, things of that nature, man. So, anything else you want to say before I wrap this up? This video right mad long.
I do want to say that, like, I don't know why men are so afraid to just be themselves and be raw and honest. Like, I get it, you want to impress a woman, I get it, but like, how much more beautiful a relationship would be when you connect with a woman who respects your integrity, who sees who you are, and can come with that too, you know? Stop settling for women who want you to be a certain way. Toss them to the side and start looking for women who respect and want you to be yourself fully and completely, and in a way where you don't have to put on any image. Like, that shit's fake. That's a fake relationship. We're striving for realness, and it's possible. We're clear evidence that it's possible for two people to be real and integral and honest and be who they really are in a relationship and still be loved unconditionally by their partner. It's possible. Like, it's just, I'm tired of seeing that, and we need more authentic love, because where do you see that anymore? Nowhere.
It's a fact.
Yeah.
We're gonna close out with that. You heard more raw, authentic frequency like this, where like you just feel like, hopefully it's just sending you back into reality. You know what I'm saying? It's just bring you back, like, yo, like, you know, life ain't all fake. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, because life is what you make it. And when it's a bunch of people out here making life fake because everybody putting out the same frequency, it kind of, as a collective, you know, mess you up psychologically a little bit, especially when you at a low frequency trying to build yourself up out here through Nofap, SR, diet, things of that nature. So, keep hustling, you are, and keep growing and flowing.
Don't get caught up in the facade.
It's a fact.
All right, thanks. Bye.